Are you guys about to go live?
Ranging from the Thunder Valley to the world's fastest half mile, Bristol Motor Speedway, a track of many nicknames, is what we call home this evening in the AMB Outdoors Quicktime Sprint Car Series here for Clay on the Coliseum, sponsored by Shane DiMantova Designs, Night 1 here at Bristol Motor Speedway. I'm Kelan, Belsha, joined by my friend Shane DiMantova. Shane, you're in store for a great race again this evening here at the world's fastest half mile. First time we see this in our series history here. A lot of history to be made at a very historic venue. What do we really have to keep our eyes on this evening?
Keeping the car clean, obviously this is going to be a pretty fast track, pretty flat out for sure, and just like I said, keeping the car clean, that's usually a big thing here in the AMB Outdoors Quicktime Series, and just being up front and ready to chomp on the bit there when it matters at the end of it.
And one of our favorites this evening in Bristol has so many laps here and went here when the World of Outlaws went here a couple months ago. Aiden Kirker, a lot of people have predicted him to be the favorite this evening. He's currently on top of the board for Dirtman Photography Quicktime Award right now with a 14.310 ahead of Cody Meadows with a 14.374. Speaking of Cody Meadows, he has a lot of momentum on his side after picking up his third win of the season at Cedar Lake in the Ironman last week. Andrew May goes to fifth on the board with his lap time as a 14.395, the points leader there as we get ready for our first heat of the evening. Again, keeping the car clean, Shane, you definitely nailed it right there. That's going to be the most important thing this evening, as this is a really, like you said, flat-out track. It's going to be a really good track position track, so I feel like Aiden Kirker, he's going to have a great advantage starting up front as we get ready to set our starting lineup for heat number 1 this evening in the AMB Outdoors Quicktime Sprint Car Series from Bristol. On the front row, rolling off on pole for Powerslide Motorsports out of Austin, New York, it's the Iceman Aiden Kirker, and rolling off to his outside, Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor for M&M Motorsports out of Bedford, Pennsylvania, it's the points leader, the big unit, Andrew May.
Rolling off in the third position here tonight at Bristol from HRI Helms Racing in Dallas, Texas, we have Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year contender, the number 99 of Rylan Pearson, and to his outside, we have the number 4 from M&M Motorsports in Asheville, North Carolina, the Asheville Attitude, Cameron McCone.
Setting row number 3 on the inside for Powerslide Motorsports out of Waycross, Georgia, it's the Chubbzilla Mason Thompson, and to his outside, Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor for Slider Die Sim Sports out of Dodge County, Wisconsin, it's Joey Hintz. That will round out the field here in heat number 1. Field going to take their pace lapping and come to the green here. A lot of people have predicted Aiden Kirker to be the favorite this evening, and that comes a little surprising to me considering what Andrew May has done dominant this season. But of course, Aiden very fast at this racetrack. It's a very fast racetrack, Shane. It's going to be very fast. Going to be really hard to pass for that matter. The bottom is going to be so preferred. It'll be interesting to see whether the track slicks off if they'll start moving up the racetrack.
Yeah, finding the right line for sure is definitely going to be important, especially once you make it to the main event here, the feature race. And Yeah, we know Aiden Kirker, that guy's kind of a trailblazer, the guy who finds and moves around looking for new lines, and he's probably one of the best, if not the best in the series at it. And if he's keeps his nose clean here tonight, I think he's definitely got a good shot at, like you mentioned, Keelan.
Kirker, so commonly we see him going where nobody else is. Green flag in the air in heat number 1. We are underway from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Clay on the Coliseum is underway as Aiden Kirker slides onto the inside, going to take the spot. Andrew May loses a bunch of spots on the start of the race. Pearson slides into second, as that I believe is Mason Thompson knocking on the door for second.
Mason Thompson, you see him there in third. Joey Hintz in front of him with a little bit of internet issues, but he is back. Pearson second. Kirker's starting to step away early on here in heat number 1.
8 laps for Aiden Kirker to try to maintain this lead. Looking fast right now, pulling away by 0.6 of a second over HRI Helms Racing, Ryland Pearson, and Slider I Sim Sports Joey Hintz. Andrew May trying to get back in the top 3 and fight his way into the feature race as he's going to slide in front of Mason Thompson for the 4th spot. Aiden Kirker stepped away by 1/10 that time around. Pearson McHone to the inside of Thompson for 5th.
Like you mentioned here, Keelan, 5th place. Cameron McComb, Mason Thompson side by side as those two battle it out there. As we look towards the front end of the field here, Joey Hinch trying to work some magic on the number 99 of Ryland Pearson as we reach 3 laps to go.
All over his back. Fuel cell back there trying to make a move on Ryland Pearson. Pearson running a little bit higher up than Hintz, kind of giving him more momentum on the long straightaways of Bristol. And Andrew May, points leader, sits back there in 4th, and I feel like this is going to be the biggest disadvantage to him is that this is such a track position racetrack. It's so hard to make up ground here. Him being back there and getting a bad start from the 2nd spot might be what cost him a spot to immediately transfer through to heat. You might have to go through the LCQ as Hintz got sideways, made contact with Pearson. As there's 1 lap to go, Aiden Kirker going to take the heat win. Pearson and Hintz rack up 2nd and 3rd. Andrew May, for only the 2nd time this season, is going to have to work his way in through the consolation.
Surprising for sure, Keelan, but like you mentioned, there's a lot of unknowns here at Bristol, obviously. Brand new dirt track here in 2021 as in real life, the Cup Series drivers of NASCAR and also sprint car racing took it on, and they certainly had a good time for sure as we'll set the starting lineup for heat number 2.
Rolling off in the front row on the pole spot for AOD Racing out of Martinsville, Virginia, it's the Mud Digger Cody Meadows, and rolling off to his outside an 07 Exulting Rookie of the Year competitor out of Elite Sim Sport from Newville, Pennsylvania, it's Caden Snyder.
And rolling off in the 3rd position here tonight from HRI Helms Racing in Oak Harbor, Ohio, Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year contender Randy Fritch as he looks to turn his luck around recently. And to his outside, we have the number 19 from Daytona Beach, Florida, and Powerslide Motorsports, the Gator, JJ Hill.
Rolling off in the 5th position in the number 151 Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor for Turn 4 Motorsport out of Calgary, Canada, it's the Blue Jay Mulder. And rounding out the field in our final spot in 6th is number 56 Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor, it's Kyle Brokaw, as that sets your field. For heat number 2, Cody Meadows trying to carry some momentum off of his Ironman victory. Looking to try to go 1 and back-to-back, starting on pole in his heat.
Back-to-back, like you mentioned, Keelan, big win for him. I know he was obviously really excited to get that done. And like you mentioned, Keelan, the minute that one car gets hot, the rest of the field has got to look out for sure.
Meadows going to lead him to the green in this heat. Caden Snyder to his outside. Fritch, Hill, 3rd, 4th, Mulder, Brokaw round out the field. Cody Meadows, the winningest driver in series history, going to get the jump here in heat number 2. Going to slide up in front of Caden Snyder, take the lead as Fritch to the inside of Snyder for 2nd. JJ Hill going to follow suit into the 3rd spot as Snyder tries to fight on the outside. He's going to take over 3rd for now, leaving the bottom for Hill. He's going to slide down in front of Hill, get down to that apron, and get sideways as Hill runs into the back of him, going into turn 1 here on lap number 2. Hill to the inside, and around goes Snyder. Big-time net code there, and that allows Jay Mulder to take the 3rd spot.
Hill down pit road, as you saw him and Snyder make contact. Hill still has his hands full down there. That will move Randy Fritch there in the number 72, into the second spot. Jay Mulder now in third.
Mulder holding down third. Kyle Brokaw in fourth, trying to run down the Blue Jay. Cody Meadows stepping away from Randy Fritch a little bit as Meadows continues to set the pace of the field. 14.5, 4.6 last time around. Randy Fritch trying to close the gap a little bit, running some good laps, about a tenth off of Meadows. Jay Mulder holding the transfer spot.
Jay Mulder, like you mentioned, there in third, holding the transfer spot here in heat number 2. As you kind of see the field all spread out here after that incident there with Hill and Snyder. An incident happened with Brokaw as he's on pit road now and he's 2 laps down.
Back up to the lead, Cody Meadows. His Ironman victory could not have come at a better time for him. Of course, that little string of bad luck he's had got the good luck back on his side. In the second part of the Ironman, absolutely dominated. Made a great block on Andrew May and Rylan Pearson to hang on to the lead. Went on to win the race as he is leading his heat. Won his heat last week, started on pole in the feature, and that's really what got it done for him. Going to start second in tonight's feature as he takes home the heat win. Randy Fritz transfers from second, and Jay Mulder rounds out the top 3. Snyder, Hill, and Brokaw to the consolation.
What a race. I mean, everybody kind of just got spread out. I think possibly signs of what we can see if we can keep it green there in the feature event. I think that's definitely what we'll see towards the end of this thing.
We set your starting lineup for our third heat of the evening, rolling off from the pole position, Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor for HRI Helms Racing out of Syracuse, New York. It is Joshua Risley, and to his outside, another Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor for M&M Motorsports out of Cass City, Michigan. It's the Iceman, Aiden Forster.
And rolling off in the third position here tonight from Bristol, we have the number 41 from Bent Porsche Racing in Tinmouth, Vermont, the mayor, James Barrett Jr., and to his outside, we have another Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year contender, the number 83 of Austin Nuffer, excuse me.
Rolling off in the fifth position, the 06 Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor for Elite Sim Sport out of Biloxi, Mississippi. It's Garrett Cooper. And rounding out the starting lineup for Four Horsemen Racing, a winner this season out of Jonestown, Pennsylvania, it's Caleb Morrissey. Caleb Morrissey, the only non-Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor in this field. Rolling off from the back, see if his experience will stand out in this heat. A lot of rookies, and he's the only veteran. He's starting in the very back, so going to have his work cut out for him if he wants to pick up a heat victory here. Joshua Risley going to lead him to the green.
Yeah, a couple black and green cars taking the green flag here on the front row. As Risley, obviously nice to see him get a good start here in heat number 3, and hopefully he can make it into the main event.
Risley only in his 4th start of the season, or this is his 4th time coming to the racetrack, that is. Showed out for the 2 Kokomo races earlier this season, did not make the feature in either one, however. Then came out to Williams Grove on May the 18th, and finished in 14th after completing 8 laps, and looking to get a better run than that, to say the least, as he'll roll off from the pole in this heat. Good starting spot for him. Aiden Forster out there in second. He's had a good season, 11 starts, 9 top 10s, and 6 top 5s. Currently sitting 8th in points after coming off a couple, actually on a top 5 streak of 4 straight races. The Lernerville, Weedsport, and Cedar Lake events. He'll be rolling off in second in this heat. Risley, Forster, Barrett Jr., Nuffer did not grid, so it'll be Cooper and Morrissey rounding out the field. Risley on green will take the green, and we will be underway in heat number 3. Going to get the jump on Aiden Forster. Forster hangs with him a lot better than we've seen the other 2 heats, as Barrett Jr. slides under Forster for the 2nd spot. Trying to slide up in front of Forster. Not quite clear. Forster going to peek his nose to the outside, but Barrett Jr. should be able to get him off of 4.
Big slide there by James Barrett Jr., but Aiden Forster isn't going to give up. He brings it back here to the high side there.
Ooh.
As more netco, obviously. That's playing a huge factor into tonight's event for sure. Will hurt the number 20 car of Aiden Forster.
Fortunate for Forster. He was hanging on the outside of Barrett Jr. a lot better than we have seen other drivers hang on the outside of drivers, and of course netcode the right rear to the left front unfortunately slows Forster up as he has maneuvered up further up the racetrack. Garrett Cooper making up time on the bottom on Forster, but Forster trying to defend his position. Cooper continuing to look to the inside, more netcode right there, sends Cooper off course, and now Caleb Morrissey with some work to do. He's sitting in 5th.
Garrett Cooper 4th. As you ride along with him, you can see Forrester, Barrett Jr., and Risley, the 3 of them ahead of him. And like you mentioned, Kelan, Caleb Morrissey, 5th place, got his hands full for sure. We saw him early on in the race kind of lose it, but he keeps it going and holds on to his car here as he's now finding himself in 5th place, kind of struggling.
Morrissey sits 4th in the points battle right now, picked up a top 5 at Cedar Lake in his most recent running in the Ironman, as Joshua Risley continues to pace the field with 2 to go. Going to be coming to the white this time in our 3rd heat of the evening. Risley is gone by a 2nd and 3/10 over James Barrett Jr. Forster running back there in 3rd as Joshua Risley going to coast through 3 and 4. Will take the heat win. James Barrett Jr. fending off Aiden Forster for 2nd. Forster transfers out Cooper, Morrissey, and Nuffer to the consolation event as we get ready for our 4th and final heat of the evening.
4th and final heat, like you mentioned, Kelan here tonight. Top 3 will make it into the main event. And everybody else, 4th on back, will have to fight their way through the LCQ.
Getting ready to set our grid for our 4th and final heat. Rolling off from the top position, Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor for Door Slammer Sim Racing out of Burbank, New York, it is Michael Corbin. And to his outside, another Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor out of HRI Helms Racing out of Sylvania, Ohio, it's Tyler No.
Starting in the 3rd position here tonight from HRI Helms Racing, representing Iowa, we have another Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year contender, the number 87 of Jackson Gray. And to his outside, we have another Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year contender from M&M Motorsports. That is the number 28 from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the young gun, Colton Coe.
And rolling off in 5th, guess who it is? Another Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor for Slider Die Sim Sports out of Mooresville, North Carolina. It's the Hot Rod Joey Robinson. And rounding out the field, our only veteran in this field for Ben Porsche Racing, representing Indiana, it's Jacob Boxell. Boxell recently got a hard charger award in his, I believe it's a midget race that he raced up there in Indiana from 20th to 11th, I believe is what he told us. So good running for Jacob, looking to translate that into the simulator as Corbin and No going to lead us to the green for our 4th and final heat.
Yeah, Kelan, we're seeing deja vu, obviously. Top 5 here, rookies, and the 6th car here, another heat. Veteran. So yeah, this is something we've already seen here tonight.
Getting ready to go green in our final heat of the evening. Corbin gonna go on green, and we are underway in the heat. Tyler No gets a nice jump on the outside. First time we've seen that of the outside starter. He's gonna burst to the lead. Colton Coe gonna go around Michael Corbin around the outside for 2nd. I think we might be starting to see that bottom lane slick up and the top becoming a preferred line here, Shane. No leads lap 1.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Kelan, we have all of our drivers but one, that's the 87 of Jackson Gray, who isn't running that high side currently, as Colton Coe's way up there past the cushion, trying to make something work there.
Corbin started in 1st, currently running 3rd. He put the big chop on Jackson Gray, who made up some time on the bottom. Got all the exit off the corner he needed for Corbin. As No leaves, big slider by Gray. Will not be able to get the spot on Corbin yet. That exit speed around the top is really going to make that top preferred through the remainder of this heat race. Tyler No still in control as Colton Coe all over his back bumper, but I don't know if he'll be able to make a move.
Yeah, on board with Jackson Gray here on the nose of that thing. You could see him. He's got his hands full for sure, and you could hear him just getting out of the throttle and trying to collect that car.
Top 5 all within a 2nd of each other, but I feel like they just got to run this thing out. I think it's too risky to make a move if you're Colton Coe. on anything not named the outside, because if he goes to the bottom, he might risk the chance of allowing Michael Corbin to close the gap up top as No gets sideways. Coe to the outside of No. Race for the lead here. 2 laps to go. Colton Coe to the outside of No. No slides up to the inside goes Coe. Colton Coe to the race lead as Michael Corbin to the inside of No for second. He's going to slide up in front of No. And Colton Coe to the race lead.
White flag, 1 lap to go for Colton Coe. We saw No kind of catch the wall. I think he was trying to do a little bit of a crossover move on the 28 machine there. As M&M Motorsports' finest drivers, one of their finest drivers, will come home first and win heat number 4 here at Bristol.
Corbin and No advance to the feature event. We have 12 in the feature. That means 4 make it out of the consolation race, and we got one of the biggest names in our league on pole. Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor, M&M Motorsports, Bedford, Pennsylvania, the big unit. Our points leader, Andrew May, at risk of not making the feature. And to his outside, another Exo Consulting Rookie of the Year competitor for Elite Sim Sport out of Newville, Pennsylvania, is Caden Snyder.
Yeah, a lot of big names, Kelan, obviously like to highlight here in this consolation event. We have the 19 of JJ Hill, Caleb Morrissey, Cameron Cohn, Kyle Brokaw, Austin Nufford, Jacob Oxel. Yeah, there's a lot of guys that deserve to be in the main event here tonight, but obviously not room for all of them.
Only 4 make it in, Shane, so 8 will be headed home, and a lot of big names here making up the field. Of course, Andrew May, our points leader. I feel like if he can just get on the gas and pull away, he may do what he needs to do as long as he can tick off 12 laps. JJ Hill back there in 6th. He has not had the season he's wanted, but he's in there top 10 in points. Caleb Morrissey 4th in points. He's starting back there in 7th with some work to do. You said a lot of big names. Only 4 will advance as Andrew May is going to lead them to the green.
We'll go around one more time for Andrew May, the big unit. Obviously, pretty dominant season for him so far. Our points leader by pretty decent margin for him as he looks to keep that rolling and make the feature event here tonight.
75 points to be exact is his points gap over Cody Meadows. Meadows went into the Ironman last week, 84 points down, cut that deficit by 9 points. Of course, it's a long season, got a long way to go, so there is some time to make that up if you are Cody Meadows, but you got to be thinking time running short, even though this is halfway through the season. This is our first race past halfway this evening. May going to lead him to the green, going to get the jump he needs, and will slide up in front of Snyder, take the lead. Garrett Cooper looking to the inside of Andrew May for the race lead. May going to try to drive it off the top. He does it successfully as JJ Hill gets clipped by Snyder and into the inside wall.
Yeah, we got a couple drivers around here. Kyle Brokaw, Caleb Morrissey, Jacob Oxel kind of fell off the pace. Same with Cameron Cohn, as they all fall victim and the caution will come out.
The only caution that we will have in our consolation race, as long as everything stays normal, that will be the procedure this evening. Andrew May in the lead, as we'll try to get another look at our AMB Outdoors Quicktime Sprint Car Series replay system here and what happened to JJ Hill, Caleb Morrissey. I think we all saw it in live time, but you know, it's good to get a better look at it. You know what I'm saying, Shane?
I 100% agree, Kelan. I want to see it over because I just kind of saw Hill spinning out of the corner of my eye. Definitely want to get a better view of that.
We're going to look at what happened here. Long cautions here, so we got a bit of time to catch up on it. This is right after start. That's Caden Snyder, that blue car that comes down in front of him. That collects Hill, Morrissey, McHone got into it, and there's another car spinning back there, a red car. I believe that was Austin. Was that Austin Nuffer?
I think so.
Might have been.
Here it is, one more time. This is the initial start of the race.
Snyder around the top. He's sitting there in third, going to slide down in front of JJ Hill. Maybe netcode helped them out a little bit, but that kind of stacks them up back there in trouble. And that will make us realign here for only caution of the LCQ. May going to lead them to the green. We get another look here on board.
Oh,
no, we don't.
I thought we were
Never
going live. My bad, Kelan.
It's okay. Andrew May, can we leave?
Just want to stay prepared. Don't want to fall behind.
Always stay prepared. It's better to be prepared than not be prepared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what my parents tell me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Nice parents.
Hey, yours too.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Oh yeah, they're both watching, so they better be enjoying the stream. I hope so. I saw my dad have it on the big TV out there, so should be having a good view of this race. Having a good look at Andrew May in the race lead.
Not as good as that big old television screen they got in the middle of this place.
Oh yeah, it's a big floating screen tethered. I really don't know how they got it up there. That looks scary to me. I wouldn't do that. I'm scared of heights, so I wouldn't get up there. It's a big TV though. I know that for sure.
Unfortunately, can't find a camera angle to show it, but I'm sure all the racing fans know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. As long as you watch some Bristol dirt action, then you should know. May gonna lead him to the green. Garrett Cooper right behind him, and that's Mason Thompson rounding out the top 3-4. Advance to the feature. We'll see which 4 will be here. Gonna restart just past halfway in our consolation event. Andrew May gets on the gas. We're underway again here in the consolation. Garrett Cooper sits in second. Mason Thompson right behind him, battling it out for second. Thompson trying to look for a groove around him as they're side by side back there in the pack, Shane.
Side by side here for fourth place. That is the number 68 of Joey Robinson. As you see him there, Boxel to his inside.
Robinson got a little sideways, and it allowed Austin Nuffer to take the spot. Boxel working to the inside of Robinson, trying to take the spot away from Austin Nuffer. Now Nuffer holding down that transfer spot as Boxel slides up in front of Robinson again. Robinson may try to cross over there for fifth. He just gives it to the outside. There you saw the big TV there as Boxel gets up in front of Robinson. McCone lurking in the background.
Cameron Cohen looking to take advantage of these two drivers as we go on board with him. You can see Boxel in that bright orange machine there, run right up against that cushion, and then that you can definitely see from this camera angle, Kelan how tacky the track is starting to get.
Oh yeah, getting tacky up top. It's a very tacky racetrack, so they set the track state to a little bit higher, so we get a little bit more slickage here, and we'll see. Hopefully that will be the case as Boxel sits there in fifth. That's Austin Nuffer way in front of him for the final transfer spot. Doesn't look like he'll get it yet. Andrew May gonna come off of turn 4. Only the second time he's had to work into a feature through the consolation this season, and he continues his streak as being the only driver to make his way in through every single race this season. Cooper, Thompson, Nuffer, the other 3 that make it in as we get ready for feature action here from our Bristol Motor Speedway as they continue to finish running laps here. Feature action, Shane. Let's get ready as we get ready to set your starting lineup. On pole this evening, a good front row, 2 very talented drivers, a couple of the winningest we've ever seen in the series. For Powerslide Motorsports out of Boston, New York, it's the Iceman Aiden Kirker, and to his outside, our Season 1 champion, for AOD Racing out of Martinsville, Virginia, it's the Mud Digger, Cody Meadows.
Starting in third position here tonight in the number 17 machine there, EXO Consulting Rookie of the Year contender Joshua Risley and Colton Coe from M&M Motorsports will start it off in the 4th position.
See the rest of your starting lineup. Scroll across the top of your screen. We got a stacked field this evening. Shane, you got to pick one guy in this 16-car field to keep your eye on and your favorite to win the race. Who do you got?
I got the 17K of Aiden Kirker. You and me were both talking about this before this race. He knows what's up. He knows about how to get it done here at Bristol, and he's going to park in victory lane at the end of this thing.
Definitely a favorite pick here. I believe Aiden Kirker will be hard to beat, looking for his 3rd win of the season. But I think if anybody out there can stop him, it'd be the one of Cody Meadows. He's the most fired up driver in the field right now as we stack him up 4x4. A salute to you guys, the fans at home, for watching us this evening. We thank you guys for your continued support of the Ambi Outdoors Quicktime Sprint Car Series, and we welcome you to Clay on the Coliseum, night number 1 from Bristol Motor Speedway.
I'm just in awe. Every single time this salute just gets me.
Oh, I love it.
It's like a kid in a candy
sight.
store.
Oh yeah, it's a great sight. You love to see it.
You really
It's real awesome when the World of Outlaws sprint cars stack up and do it. And now AMB Outdoors Quicktime sprint cars doing it. Pretty cool, pretty cool. It's a great
yeah,
sight.
it's like watching a bunch of ninjas out there, Kelan.
Bunch of ninjas.
Yeah,
That's a
new
yeah,
one.
yeah, that's a new one. Andrew May sitting back there in 13th. He's looking to sneak his way through the field like a ninja, trying to be stealthy. So we'll see what he
Yeah.
can do back there.
All about
Oh,
ninjas.
yeah.
All about ninjas.
Love ninjas.
Yeah.
Love to see him. Kirker gonna take the 1 to green mark with Cody Meadows to his outside on flagman's discretion. Flagman Joseph Costello, by the way, he is our official AMB Edwards Quicktime Sprint Car Series flagman. I know he does not get the recognition he deserves, but did post him on the Instagram story today. Said thank you for being our flagman. I know he's up there in his Staten Island room right now, getting ready to wave the green flag. Aiden Kirker, best buds with Joseph. He's going to take it. Kirker, Meadows, Risley, Coe, 1 through 4. Clay on the Coliseum. Night number 1 from Bristol Motor Speedway is green.
See them all fan out here. 3 wide behind them as Randy Fritsch is around.
Already trouble, and there's more trouble
man.
as they go there. Colton Coe, I know, got tagged in the process of that. There's a car that just ran into the
Joey
wall
Hintz.
there. Joey Hintz in trouble.
Yeah, his car's beat up pretty good.
Fanned out going into turn number 1, and they all got up there in trouble. No front wing for Randy Fritsch. Definitely going to hurt at a big track like this, as we'll try to get a look at what happened here on our AMB Afterwards Quicktime Sprint Car Series replay system.
I just hate it for Randy. He's made the feature event, obviously, like I mentioned, just not the best luck here tonight and just got caught up in somebody's incident.
He has been a very fast race car driver when he's had the opportunity to run laps, and bad luck plaguing Randy. So we'll try to get a look at what happened here. They go 3 wide going into turn number 1. That's Fritsch outside. Pearson looked like he slid up, got into Fritsch, and then there was a chain reaction up front. So maybe we can get a look at what happened there. It was with Colton Coe. He was involved after Fritsch wrecked. So
on board with Fritsch.
On board with Fritsch. Just gets tagged by Pearson and really hurts him. Upside down. Ooh, crazy ride.
There's Joey Hintz too. So
Hintz and Colton Coe were the other 2 involved, I believe.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, right there. Ooh. I believe that was Michael Corbin tagging him again there.
One more time, we'll look at that up here. And yeah, chaos ensues here.
Ooh. That's Bristol, baby, I'm telling you. This is a very, very fast racetrack. When they wreck hard. Ooh. Yeah, so a lot of guys damaged there. Colton Coe getting service on pit road. See if he can get repairs. Randy Fritsch going out there without a front wing, as Rylan Pearson was slapped with the EOL there for the cause of caution. Joey Hintz in the 15. And you know who that really sucks for? With how much of a track position racetrack this is, I think that really sucks for Cody Meadows, because he got a great jump going into turn number 1. And I think if he would have cleared Kirker coming off of 2, he would have had a great shot at maybe a race win. And I'm not counting him out now. Don't think I'm saying that. But I know it gets a lot harder when you're in second car in line at this racetrack rather than being the first. And this is going to give all the restarts from here on out the advantage to the race leader. And right now that is Aiden Kirker. Going to lead him to the green. Meadows second. Joshua Risley. Standout performance for him so far. In third. Kirker gets on the gas. Green flag in the air. Lap number 2. Back underway as Cody Meadows tries to run him down from second.
Like you mentioned, Kelan, leader's discretion. He goes whenever he wants, so Kirker's going to get a good jump here. And obviously that's not what Meadows wanted with that early caution. As you look back here towards around that 6th place, and you got a hornet's nest for sure.
That's Forster and No side by side in front of them. Jay Mulder lurking back there. It's the big unit, Andrew May, trying to make him stop, and Mulder's in trouble. Mulder sideways gets with Garrett Cooper. They save it, and
Good
it
job,
should stay
guys.
green. Great save by those guys. Unfortunately, they did tag each other and get put in trouble as we get back to around the front. Look at this wad of race cars right there. Andrew May flies from 13th to 7th. He's on a move. Tyler No also 12th to 6th. Those guys are hauling, trying to catch up to those race leaders.
That's some hard charging right there, Kelan. Andrew May,
yes,
6th right now.
May has carved his way through the field in the first 5 laps of this race. Cody Meadows trying to reel in race leader Aiden Kirker as Joshua Risley lurking on Cody Meadows. They start to spread out a little bit as Aiden Kirker gone by a mile right now.
Fly by the field. You could see them all flying by on the screen.
Great sights around this Bristol Motor Speedway. I think it's one of the most photogenic racetracks there is on the iRacing service, and very beautiful racetrack. As Aiden Kirker stepped away from him a little bit, Cody Meadows holding down second.
See the gap between Meadows and Risley there. As that one car's trying to crank down that 17K machine. Top 3 still the same from the initial start. James Barrett Jr. 4th, Michael Corbin 5th, rounding out your top 5. And the guy we've kind of looked at most of the broadcast so far, Andrew May, in 6th.
He's sitting back there as Cody Meadows ticked off a couple 100ths of a second last time around, and that's definitely not going to be enough. He wants to make the move there. That's Aiden Forster working to the outside of Austin Nuffer. That's Mason Thompson wadded up behind Forster. To the outside of Forster goes Thompson, fighting for that position. Gonna get to his outside. Forster slides up. Thompson to the inside. They're all over each other as Kirker continues to set the pace for Cody Meadows, as Meadows actually gained a 10th last time around.
Yeah, you could see Aiden Kirker there battling with lap car number 15 of Joey Hintz, but yeah, he's starting to reel him in like you mentioned, Kelan, and we're on lap 14 to 25, and you never know what could happen.
And the way these sprint cars handle, it's kind of odd to what you have to do, as you see Meadows kind of working that entering low, going up, sweeping up to the top of the racetrack. That's something we see a lot at the Knoxville Speedway here on iRacing, as he's cut it down to a 1.3 second gap. That's 3/10 over the last 10. So he is closing in on Aiden Kirker, but is there enough time? Closes another 10th right there. Meadows ticking off the times to Aiden Kirker, as Kirker continues to just set the precedent on the bottom of the racetrack. Joshua Risley lurking in 3rd.
And I look through your field here, see if we can find a battle. Mason Thompson there in 9th. Rylan Pearson slowly climbing his way back up through the field after that EOL penalty. Colton Coe, tough time at it there for the M&M Motorsports camp there in 11th. Tyler, no, he's definitely had his hands full tonight. Jay Mulder, 13th position. It's back up front to that battle. Cody Meadows still looking to run down that 17 machine as we got a caution.
And yellow. We'll see what happens here as Andrew May is back there. Pearson was not anywhere near him. I don't know if May got in trouble or what happened, as he's letting Pearson go. Joey Hintz slow on the racetrack. We'll see if we can get a crack at what happened here. So we'll see. See if we can get a look at what happened, as this is really going to save Cody Meadows. He was making time up on Kirker, but he was not making enough in as little time as he had. He's going to try to catch up to Kirker on this restart. So we continue to look for what happened here.
Yeah, we got an incident between Joey Hintz and Andrew May. Kind of a weird one.
Oh, that's a lot of net code as Andrew May. They were inside of each other. That is not legit, as May got in massive trouble there. I believe Hintz came down on him, but it kind of sent May sideways.
Yeah.
I believe May be able to retain his position. No, he will not. He has to slide all the way back through the field.
That's just
big time.
weird.
Great. Very weird. As we go back live in a second.
Sorry, fighting with some technical difficulties. Not cooperating over here. Never mind. We're good. We're good.
That's okay. Aiden Kirker in the lead. Cody Meadows second. And if Andrew May, as it looks like right now, restarting behind the 6 of Garrett Cooper, that sends him all the way back to 14th. And if you're talking about this points battle, a big-time break for Cody Meadows, as this is going to be a solid points day if he can hang on to his result right now. As Andrew May, ever since Cody Meadows got back to victory lane, it's kind of been May played with the bad luck, especially last week at Cedar Lake. He was fighting for the lead, got spun out in the 2 to go mark, and today just has not had anything really go right for that 31 machine. Clawed his way through the field and lost a track position just like that.
As they'll get ready to take the green flag here. When they take it, there will be 6 laps to go. Cody Meadows and Kirker will do it out here at the last Great Coliseum.
The Coliseum covered in clay, hence our Clay on the Coliseum Bristol Throwdown name, sponsored by Shane DiMantova Science. Thanks, Shane, by the way, for
Yeah.
putting
Obviously.
some,
Yeah, obviously want to help out the series and support everybody out there on the racetrack and, you know,
oh yeah.
give them a little bit of cash money. They deserve it.
Well, you might have to give. I came into today thinking you were just gonna automatically give money to Andrew May after the end of these 2 races, but bad first race for him so far. Maybe seeing something different as we get ready for tomorrow night, but we got to finish out tonight first. Aiden Kirker gonna lead him to the green. He has been the fastest car on the racetrack all race long. We're in a 15 flat on his last lap. Meadows trying to get a nice jump behind him. Going to close up a little bit as Risley looks to the inside for a second here. 6 laps to go.
Battle up front picks up second place. Joshua Risley, Cody Meadows side by side.
Risley trying to slide it in there as Kirker has worked his way to the top. Meadows in the wall. Going to slow him up a little bit. James Barry Jr. to the inside of Meadows for the 3rd spot. Going to take it over there for now. Is trouble behind him. Way up and over. I believe that's a 26 of Michael Corbin.
That was a massive hit, Kelan.
Terrible hit for Corbin. That car is reduced to smithereens right there. Oh my goodness. Did he even have a oh, he does have a top wing. But
Wow.
his front wing destroyed as Michael Corbin went for a massive ride. Luckily, this is virtual, so he is completely okay.
Yeah.
But his virtual race car is not.
That's
Corbin
probably,
went for a
that's probably one of the worst wrecks we've seen so far this season, and we've seen some pretty nasty ones for sure.
oh yeah. Oh, it's like a wheel
Netcode.
disconnected right there.
Maybe netcode. Or
Something
what?
like that. My goodness. Oh, that's why I didn't think he had a top wing, because his top wing was dissolved into the clay right there. We get another look right here. On board with Corbin, it's like the car just... Oh, I have no idea. If this was real life, that would be like a tire rod breaking or something right in the middle of the corner. I have never seen that happen before here on iRacing, though.
I mean,
Corbin.
we could sugarcoat it for you, but there's just no sugarcoating there. That's netcode. 100%.
Is it netcode?
I think it was. Yeah.
Did he get hit? I didn't. Oh, he might have got hit, but there was like, I'm pretty sure he was like so many lanes below him. That is some.
We could take a look at it one more time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, never mind. That is massive netcode. I thought he just had a wheel disconnect or something. I didn't even see the car to his inside.
Oh.
And Rylan Pearson, he went for a. That's Tyler.
No.
No, never mind. He got massively implicated there.
One more
It
time.
looks like his car looks fine. Look at that. And he just drove off. That's the best part about this. He just drives off from that wild ride, and he probably rejoined the field. I guarantee it.
Yeah, here
Yep.
he is, live.
He's there. How about that?
You know,
Went for
Michael
a
Corbin
ride.
didn't have his best luck as Tyler No there in the 11.
Ooh. Well, now it's Kirker and Joshua Risley, and obviously his best race of the year. This is only the 2nd feature he's made all season. Finished 14th at the Grove on May 18th, a month later. Little part-timer looking to get some part-time action in victory lane here. James Barrett Jr. sitting in third. Haven't seen him this far up since the Volusia races earlier this season. Nice to see him up there. And Cody Meadows slipped on that restart back to the 4th position. As he's going to try to be making up some ground, but Aiden Kirker going to restart and take 4 to go when we go green. Looking to stomp on the gas and pull away. Green flag in the air. Going to pull away from Risley a little bit, as he's going to have to defend second from James Barrett Jr.
Barrett Jr. there. Big block on Cody Meadows. That was very risky for sure, as Meadows had to check up and get out of the gas to avoid him. And man, there's a big swarm there for 5th place.
Yeah, Meadows right in the center of the swarm as there's trouble right there into the wall. That is Austin Nuffer, I believe, as Ryland Pearson goes for a ride. Ooh.
Man, Bristol's
Cautions,
not too kind.
Cautions. Yeah. Wow.
Not too kind tonight, Kelan. Like you mentioned, cautions breed cautions, and yeah. It all kind of started with that block, I believe, from, sorry about that, from the 41 of James Barrett Jr.
It just looked like the track got so slick and people were sliding around all over the racetrack. No room for really mistake here. And we see the big swarm here. That's Ryland Pearson. Ooh, it looked like Thompson got into Nuffer. And then Thompson slid back down in front of Pearson, sent him upside down. Bad crash for them. As there goes Pearson in trouble. I think Nuffer got it refired. Oh, and that's Andrew May. Add insult to injury to his race car. Ran into the back of somebody there.
Can his night get any worse?
Oh, I don't think it can. This has got to be his worst night of the season. It has not been good for him at all. Meanwhile, a guy possibly having his best night of the season out there in the race lead, Aiden Kirker. I thought it'd be hard to top that Lernerville victory he had where he absolutely smoked the competition, but I think he's found a way to do it tonight, doing virtually the same thing. And we said it. He'd be the car to beat if he got the jump on the initial start. He didn't, but he had the caution, and that has what has bailed him out into the race lead right now. Pulled away by over a second over Cody Meadows, and since has just dominated this race. Looking to finish it off. Going to be 2 to go when we take the green. He's going to get on the gas, and Joshua Risley going to start pursuit on him. 2 laps to go. Risley trying to close the gap on Aiden Kirker. Is going to have anything for him. Trying to get the run off the top and close the gap. Several car lengths separate the top 2 as they're side by side for the 3rd spot. Meadows to the inside of Barrett Jr. for 3rd, but back up to the race leader. It's Aiden Kirker. Kirker in control right now, has dominated this evening. Won Lernerville and Volusia earlier this season. As he comes through 3 and 4, he's going to notch number 3, taking the clay on the Coliseum Night 1 victory, winning at Bristol. Joshua Risley with a standout performance in 2nd, and James Barrett Jr. picking up a top 3 finish. Great race, though, for Aiden Kirker. Absolutely dominant night. And it seems when he wins these races, he's dominating them. So a great night for Aiden Kirker all across the board. A perfect sweep this evening with a Quicktime, heat win, and a feature win.
And you know already he's going to burn it down, or at least try his best attempt at burning this thing down.
Well, I think when he wins, he pops wheelies and then does donuts. So he loves slamming that throttle down. Kirker, dominant this evening, again. And what more can you say about him? Obviously, one of the best drivers in this series, picking up his 6th win of the
There it is.
of his career. There's it is. His 6th win of his career, 3rd of the year. He's a man on a mission. Of course, he missed a couple races earlier this season due to vacation, and it has really shuffled him out of the points battle as he sits in 6th. But a win for him, a very great night for him, as I believe our Hard Charger Award winner from 14th to 6th is going to be Garrett Cooper. Sought his way through the field, gets a nice little finish to make for it. Aiden Kirker picking up the win. How about that, Shane? Dominated.
I can't wait to hear what he has to say for sure, and I can't wait to talk to the Iceman.
Oh, yeah. I think we should get a word with him, shouldn't we?
That sounds like a good
Oh,
idea
yeah.
to me.
It is a good idea. Hey, Aiden! It's Kelan in the booth. Got us
I got you, buddy.
another win. It seems when you come out here and you win races, you're just dominant, and you dominated again this evening. Clean sweep, quick time, followed by a heat win and a feature win. There were a lot of guys counting on you this evening, and you paid off with a victory, Aiden. You were very, very fast this evening. Nobody really had an answer for you throughout the entire race. How's it feel to pick up another one?
I feel like David Gravel from the Outlaw race here earlier in the year. Just really, really fast tonight. Really fast 17K Mav TV sprint, and um, we didn't really make too many mistakes. Qualifying was a really good lap. Heat race, we had a really solid heat, and then we had a pretty commanding lead in the feature until the cautions came out, and that was a little bit tricky to hold everybody off. But at the end of the day, we got it done and picked up our third win of the year, and we got a pretty fast car, and hopefully we can continue that. I believe it's tomorrow night at Bristol again.
Yes, sir. Tomorrow night, looking for your first Nationals win of the season. It'd be a Nationals win for the first time this year for anybody not named Andrew May. So you'd be making history if you can pick it up there tomorrow. And with a win tonight, you certainly have that advantage on the field. You dominant tonight. That car was very, very fast. You really didn't change up your lines, but about once or twice on those restarts. Were you confident in your car throughout the whole race, or did you feel like you had to switch it up to stay out in front of Cody?
No, it's bottom was pretty good. The wing, I never really moved the wing off of zero, so it was trimmed out pretty good. Um, it was just kind of keeping up with the track with the right pedal, but otherwise the car felt perfectly fine. We went to the top there on the restarts just to try it out, and the bottom was still king. So yeah, really just could plan it right where I needed it to be the entire race, and it was handled really well, and hopefully we got the same car handling really nice tomorrow night, and we could maybe sweep the Bristol Nationals.
Well, you certainly put up a great finish this evening, picking up the win. It kind of reminded me of Volusia. It was Volusia-esque when you got the bottom working and nobody else really could. You were just putting it on him this evening, picking up a win. You got everybody you got to thank for putting on a great race tonight.
Yeah, of course. I want to thank everybody puts in the hard work to make this league what it is. Want to thank all the league sponsors of A&B Outdoors, Dirtman Photography, Dirt Track USA, EXO Consulting, Third Heathen Racing Apparel, Shane DiMantova Designs, and Iceman Designs. Want to thank friends and family, mom, dad, grandma, Emma, sister, her fiance, and yeah, everybody that supports me. I really appreciate it. Love you guys. I want to thank you guys for broadcasting, bringing this deal to everybody at home, and want to thank Shane for sponsoring this Clay on the Coliseum event, and hopefully we can make tomorrow night exciting, and hopefully we can get the 17K victory lane again.
Well, congratulations on your win this evening, Aiden, and we hope to see you more throughout the season.
All right, thank you.
Aiden Kirker, our race winner this evening, picks up a nice win and looking to pick up the check tomorrow night with another good run. But our second place finisher tonight was Joshua Risley, really standing out, getting his best finish of the season, only his second feature race of the season. Shane's going to have a word with him.
Joshua Risley, this is Shane DiMantova up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, obviously. You didn't have a not too shabby a night yourself. So you came home second here after throwing it, slinging some dirt with Aiden Kirker. Did it take anything to get around that 17, or was it just high side dominant and just couldn't get by him?
Oh man, that guy's starts were just so quick. I tried coming down the middle on him a few times and trying to run the slider line, and he's just pulling on me on the top the whole time around. I tried catching up to him. I just didn't have enough for him. But he ran a good race. He ran good laps at the beginning of the race, and I just knew that he was going to be the time to beat.
Time to beat for sure. Me and Kelan were talking about it earlier in the race and how he was kind of just the favorite coming into this thing. And obviously, this is night number 1 here at Bristol, and the second night tomorrow night and hopefully we'll see you returning there. But if you are, is there anything that you picked up, any notes, lines, stuff like that that you could use to your advantage?
Yeah, for sure. I think if you start on the pole, you keep the pole, right? So that's what it seemed to be tonight. So hopefully, I run a little better time tomorrow, and I'll be able to stay up in the front if I can get in the front. So that seemed to be key. Hopefully, the little net error stuff we had going on tonight isn't a problem tomorrow.
Yeah, I know all of us admins and me and Keelan up in the booth are hoping the same for sure. But yeah, I liked what you mentioned before that. Obviously, track position really important with such a wide open and big track here tonight. But to finish out here tonight, any sponsors, teams, teammates, teams that you wanted to thank here for tonight's second place finish?
Yeah, obviously, I want to thank A&B Outdoors, putting on a race every week and doing a great job at it. Dirtman Photography, Dirt Trek USA, Exo Consultant, Dirt Heat and Racing Apparel. And obviously, gotta give a shout out to HRI, John Helms, Rylan Pearson, Randy Fritch, Tyler No, all them guys. Keep me on the straight and narrow and trying to teach me the ways of the car. It sucks that I don't get a lot of race time due to work and trying to run this landscaping business, but hopefully you guys will see more of me this year.
Yeah, hopefully we could see more here in the future too. As we'd like to thank you for joining us here and talk to you for a little bit.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
As that was your second place finisher here at Bristol, Joshua Risley. Like he mentioned, not too many starts on the season, as he's really happy with the second place finish.
Good finish for second place finisher Joshua Risley, and rounding out our top three this evening was the 41 of James Barrett Jr. Hey James, Keelan up in the booth, you got us?
Loud and clear, Kelan.
Well, rolled off seventh today, and then you picked up a top three. You had a consistent night, to say the least. I saw you up there a couple times in trouble. But you still pulled off a great run this evening, picking up a top three. Did you have anything for those top two, or are you going to be happy and content with your third place finish?
I'm going to be content with my third place finish. I think if it didn't slick off as much, I could have most likely had something for Joshua and Aiden, but hey, I'll take a third place. First one since Florida Nationals, night 3.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier, how you haven't really had the speed that you've had since Volusia, and then brought it out here at Bristol tonight. You put on a good outing for your race team and a third place finish. So do you feel like this is signs of things to come throughout the remainder of the season?
I don't know. I don't really know, Keelan. It's all a matter of what line I feel like running at the track. Tonight I started out on the bottom. Next thing you know, I'm running the middle, and then I'm right up, ripping the cushion. So depends on the track and how the track is slickening off that night.
Well, it was slicking off this evening, and you said if it stayed tacky, you would have had a shot for him. So maybe it'll be a little bit more tacky tomorrow, and we could see you up there. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yes. First off, I want to really thank T46 Graphics for getting me this brand new paint today. Only few hour notice, and Aaron Trotter over there, he got me hooked up tonight. Can't thank him enough. And then I also have to thank Runaway Chassis for being one of our main supporting sponsors, and Barrett Sim Racing and everybody part of that team.
Well, we thank you for joining us tonight, James. Congrats on your top three finish.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a good night.
You as well. James Barrett, our third place finisher this evening, and our hard charger charging from 14th to 6th was the 06 of Garrett Cooper. Shane's going to get a word with him.
Garrett Cooper, you got us.
Yes, sir.
Man, yeah, we got you loud and clear here. Congratulations, you're our Dirtman Photography Hard Charger Award winner here at night number 1 at Bristol. So congratulations to you first of all. But man, you had an eventful night for sure, obviously, starting off in the heat races. So why don't you take us through that?
Yeah, in the heat race, I messed up in qualifying, and then in the heat race, I was doing good, and then just couldn't get nowhere. And then in the consi, I thought I was running May down there for a little bit, but I mean, I felt fast, and I guess it showed it. Oh, man, we're definitely gonna be back tomorrow night. Try to maybe get a podium tomorrow. I'm gonna try. But for sure gonna put laps in tomorrow during the day and just try to get faster. Oh, yeah, P-Line Interceptic and Dirt, Titan Race Cars. Um, my buddy Colton over at Cactus Race Designs, and then of course A and B for doing this, and then JJ for running it, and then Dirt Heathen for sponsoring the league, and then Dirt Man Photography, and that's about it.
All right, Garrett, we thank you for taking the time out of your night to speak with us, and we'll see you tomorrow night slinging some dirt.
Thank you.
That was Garrett Cooper, tonight's Hard Charger Award winner here from Bristol, presented by Dirtman Photography.
Well,
All right.
Shane.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
well, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. I know Aiden Kirker's happy.
Oh, he's got to be the happiest man in this Discord server right now. I know we got a lot of guys not happy with each other. So,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
Definitely got to
that's
get
an
some
every.
things sorted out.
Oh yeah, well that's an every race occurrence. They always be getting mad at each other. So, happens. That's racing, and that's what I love about racing. Nobody ends up happy. Well, some people end up happy. Not everybody though. Good win for Aiden Kirker though, and I think if this is a sign of his speed tomorrow, I feel like he's going to again be the guy to beat. And I know we talked earlier today about how fast and how he would be the guy to beat, how many laps he's put into Bristol and how fast he is, and he definitely showed it this evening, starting on pole, getting quick time, winning his heat, starting on pole in the feature, leading every lap and picking up the win. That's a clean sweep this evening.
He's got to get the brooms out for sure. I mean, not officially yet, but at least the broom for tonight. But he's got some work to do tomorrow, to for sure. Maybe a little Kyle Busch style. You know, he did that
Oh
back
yeah,
here. I think did he do that twice? Yeah, he did that
he
twice
did
here
it
at Bristol.
twice. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did it back in 2011. It was either 2010, 2011, and he did it again a couple years ago. So he's used to sweeping this racetrack. Maybe Aiden Kirker will pull out his inner Kyle Busch tomorrow, possibly.
You never know.
Oh man, that'd be history. First time he come to Bristol, he'd be doing the David Gravel. That's what Gravel did this season. 2 races at Bristol. Pretty sure he led almost all the laps there, all but a couple. So, you know, Kirker, he's gonna have the speed tomorrow. I think he's really gonna be the car to beat again. And I mean, I do know one guy who has to turn it around. That was Andrew May. Just our points leader seemed like nothing could go his way besides that consolation win this evening. But I feel like all of that is in his qualifying time. If he can get a better qualifying time, I think he'll be definitely up there racing again tomorrow.
Yep. Track position really important for sure. I mean, we kind of hit on that before the broadcast, and that really came into fruition in tonight's race.
Aiden Kirker proving why track position was so important here on Clay on the Coliseum, sponsored by Shane DiMantova Designs. So, Shane, again, thank you for sponsoring this little 2-day event.
Yeah, of course. Like I mentioned earlier, just helping out, and it produced some good racing, and Aiden Kirker was your winner.
Going for the sweep tomorrow. We'll see what he can do. Shane's going to close it out for us.
We thank you guys for attending and watching tonight's broadcast here on the A&B Outdoors Quicktime Series YouTube page, as all of us here on the company, I guess you call it a company, on the I can't speak. The series side of things would like to thank all of our partners and sponsors: A&B Outdoors, Dirtman Photography, Dirt Track USA, Exo Consulting, Dirt Heathen Racing Apparel, Shane DiMantova Designs, and Iceman Designs for their loyal support throughout the season. As without them, definitely this season and these races could not be possible for sure. As I am Shane DiMantova, joined alongside Kelan Belsha, as we thank you guys once again for tuning into tonight's event here from Bristol, the Clay on the Coliseum, presented by Shane DiMantova Designs. We'll be back here live tomorrow night for night number 2 as Aiden Kirker looks to sweep and take away Andrew May's current sweeping of the national events so far in the season, as he's 3 for 3, as Kirker looks to make a stop for that. As we hope you guys enjoy the